Thomas Merton once wrote, "The universality and Catholicity which are essential to the Church necessarily imply an ability and a readiness to enter into dialogue with all that is pure, wise, profound, and humane in every kind of culture. In this one sense at least, a dialogue with Oriental wisdom becomes necessary." Since the promulgation of Nostra Aetate, the Catholic Church has indeed engaged in a robust dialogue with the great religious traditions of the East. And I can certainly say, speaking personally, that my own spiritual life has been genuinely enriched by these encounters. The Church's dialogue with the East can provide us Christians with both challenge and inspiration for living our lives as spiritual practice. How, you might ask? Well, for starters, let's consider the typical Western approach to living in secular society. One could say that the three most conjugated verbs in Western society are wanting, doing, having. And each one relates to one of our societal compulsions. Wanting relates to consumerism, doing relates to activism and workaholism, and having relates to materialism. Eastern spiritual practices provide us with antidotes to all three maladies and invite us to discover the joy of being. Here are three examples. First, wanting or consumerism. The teachings of the Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama, provide a steadying influence against the storm of our consumerist urges. The first three noble truths in Buddha's teaching are: 1, all life is suffering, that is to say, everything is impermanent. 2, the root of all suffering is desire, namely attachment, clinging to what is impermanent. And 3, to diminish your sufferings, reduce your desires. So, two big words in Buddhist spirituality are thus detachment and equanimity. Detachment has nothing to do with indifference or with not caring. It concerns the ability to relate caringly and appreciatively to people and things without our happiness depending on them. It is being able to say to both someone and something, "You enrich my life and are a source of joy and consolation to me, but if I lose you, I must not spend the rest of my life in unhappiness." The most peaceful person is the one whose happiness does not depend on what is or is not at his or her disposal. Buddhism's emphasis on mindfulness, on attentiveness to the riches of the present moment, takes one's gaze out of the future with its yet unfulfilled wants and directs it firmly toward the satisfaction awaiting discovery through increased attention to what is already here, right in front of me, in this moment. A second example relates to doing or workaholism. Our compulsion to workaholism is answered by meditation. But allowing the body and mind to become calm is no easy thing for us Westerners. Here, Oriental wisdom offers some helpful antidotes with practices like Tai Chi and yoga. Neither are religions themselves, and both can be used as spiritual practices by adherents of any religion. The science and philosophy of yoga was, in fact, originally designed to help people meditate better by releasing stress and tension from their bodies and focusing their minds so they could sit still and allow an awareness of their inner spiritual nature to emerge. Many people do precious little with their bodies. They sit all day at work, sit during their lunch break, sit behind the wheel of a car commuting, and sit in front of a television at night trying to relax. Practices like Tai Chi and yoga are a gentle way to get people in touch with their bodies and to feel comfortable there. While we Christians, with our incarnational faith, have a very high theological evaluation of the body, we also have one of the lowest levels of attributing to our bodies any significant role in our spiritual practice. We could use some help here. A third example of inspiration offered relates to having or materialism. Many of us and those in our churches have more than we need. People of the Sikh faith have provided me with much inspiration along these lines. Their lifestyle is based on prayer and praise of God, along with right conduct, consisting of selfless service and sharing with others the fruits of their labor. At the 2004 Parliament for the World's Religions in Barcelona, Spain, the Sikh community, in commemoration of several significant anniversaries in their history, erected a huge tent or gurdwara, just a short walk from the Parliament sessions. There they offered a free, nutritious vegetarian lunch and supper every day for a week to all who wanted to come. Their members took a week of their personal time and flew in from around the world at their own cost to welcome us to the tent, to prepare and serve food, wash dishes, clean up after sittings of several thousand people twice daily. We invest so much in having time, money, and food, and here they were giving all three away in service. With good reason did the Council Fathers at Vatican II say in their declaration of the relationship of the Church to non-Christian religions, "The Catholic Church rejects nothing which is true and holy in these religions. The Church has this exhortation for her members: prudently and lovingly, through dialogue and collaboration, acknowledge, preserve, and promote the spiritual and moral goods found among these men and women, as well as the values in their society and culture." Our context of religious pluralism represents a new possibility, that by our faith, fervor, and service, we are providing each other with both challenge and inspiration to live more peaceful, service-oriented, and God-centered lives.